The German railway, Deutsche Bahn, launched the new Intercity Express, or ICE, and with it, a new image. The ICE was the latest in railway innovation. Aimed at Germany's most discerning travelers, it offered them a chance to sit back and enjoy. The new trains have reclining armchair-style seats, some with personal videos. The interior is soundproof for the comfort of the passengers. There are picture windows to admire the German countryside and information displays which boast of the train's performance. They pose as the ultimate in indulgence and cutting-edge technology. At their launch, they made a great impression on German travelers like Petra Sebastian. Since then, she's vowed never to travel by train again.
So schnell wie möglich nach Hamburg zu kommen,
I chose the ICE in order to get to Hamburg as quickly as possible, and also for the sheer thrill of traveling at nearly 190 miles per hour. I was really happy because I love traveling by train. Once when I was in Munich, I was standing on a bridge and saw one coming in, and I thought, wow, the ICE.
Behind the scenes, things weren't going according to plan with the train's launch. Despite heavy promotion by Deutsche Bahn, there were problems with the new restaurant cars, which were badly affected by the train's high speeds.
As a company, we were responsible for building the restaurant cars and also the express train coaches. After a relatively short running time, very powerful vibrations occurred. These were felt very strongly in the restaurant car, with the cups starting to wander, or glasses clinking, or spoons falling down, and things like that. It was very unpleasant, so something had to be done to all the coaches.
While discussions were going on between engineers, German passengers flocked to use the new trains. Petra Sebastian was one of 65,000 people carried every day by the ICEs.
I got on the ICE, and it was 9:30, and I'd be sitting on the train until 12. There was a nice smell of coffee and croissants. I thought, I can go and have something to drink there later, because I've never had a meal in an ICE dining car. It was something I'd always wanted to do, something to look forward to.
Meanwhile, Deutsche Bahn was still trying to find a solution to the problem of the vibrations. They could either rebuild the track, which would be a major expense and disrupt the service, or use a different type of wheel. They decided to change the wheels. The design they chose had a cushioning layer of rubber between two layers of steel. The wheels are known as duo-block. The original wheels lost their shape under the stresses of wear at such high speeds. That stopped them from running smoothly. The rubber cushioning on these new wheels absorbs the movements of the train, reducing the stress on the metal wheel. It was hoped that this would stop the vibrations. The dual-block wheels certainly seemed to make the restaurant cars more comfortable, and coffee cups and a la carte meals sat steadily on the tables. On the morning of June 3rd, 1998, the Munich to Hamburg service left on time on its journey through the center of Germany. In Coach 9, Petra Sebastian was relaxing on her way to a vacation in Bavaria, but something about the train didn't feel right.
The first feeling of unease in the ICE was when I had the sensation that it had just run over something. That's when I thought, there's something wrong here. This isn't normal. Then there was a strange movement as the train swayed left and then right. I promptly held tight because of the sudden pull, and I remember thinking, we can't be derailing. That's impossible.
By now, the train was traveling at 124 miles an hour, and Petra was right. It was leaving the tracks.
It was a bit like an accordion, swinging first to the left and then to the right. Then there was this huge bang further ahead, followed by this sudden pulling, as if a gigantic vacuum was trying to suck me in. I opened my eyes and looked around me, and everything was reduced to rubble.
The train had been almost completely destroyed. When the emergency services arrived, they counted 101 dead and 88 injured. It was the worst rail disaster in Germany in 40 years. Petra's car was torn apart. She was trapped inside, but was rescued with relatively minor injuries. After the crash, Deutsche Bahn investigators retraced the train's journey. 3.5 miles before the site of the crash, the Deutsche Bahn investigators and police found a broken dual-block train wheel. Soon, the facts behind the derailment began to emerge. The steel tire of a wheel on the front car of the train had cracked and split, so that it was hanging off the wheel. The wheel continued down the track until it reached a point where the tire caught in the rails and derailed the coach. Coaches further down the train had been pulled out of line, and as they approached the road bridge, they hit the bridge support. Then the whole bridge collapsed on top of the restaurant car, crushing it to a height of 6 inches. The rest of the train rammed into the wreckage. One of the dual-block wheels that had been specifically chosen to give a smoother ride had brought the train off the tracks. Ironically, it was the restaurant car, the start of all the problems, that was most badly damaged. Some Germans began to question whether Deutsche Bahn could have prevented the accident. When they were considering the replacement wheel, had there been any clues that they might be potentially dangerous? When Why Trains Crash continues.